Make their way through, and just down to the screen here, I mean, you're going to go right through there. That's my key, is to get through that line first.
Yeah, I think going back to the corners, at both heat races here in the Supercross class, we've seen Chad Reed lose his front end. We've seen Ryan Villopoto lose his front end. The track is starting to get loose. It's a little marbly on top. You can see Jeff show them at the beginning of the corner there.
Come in and cut this right here as the main goes on.
That's right. When they lean it over like that on the entry of the corner, when it's loose, they loosen their front end, and that's what's happening there.
Diana Dahlgren, Miss Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship, has our 32nd board. There's Chad Reed and Stewart and Brayton and Millsaps all ready to go. You get a good look down that long straightaway to that first corner.
I want to be on the inside. I want to be where Windham, Tedesco, Dungey, Stewart is. Because even if you don't get the jump, everybody's got to push wide, and those guys are going to sneak by, possibly take the whole shot.
I'm taking number 9 for the whole shot. Ivan Tedesco on that Hardin Huntington Dodge Motorsports.
Let's see what's good in his heat. Let's see. Here we go. Dropping the gate and underway here in Phoenix. Who's going to get the Nuclear Cowboys whole shot? Will it come from the inside?
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be way outside, and it's Ryan Dungey fully on the throttle of his KTM.
Okay, is he going to triple, Ricky? Yes. Nice little gap, just like you called.
Stewart is up in here. Where's he at? Looking for everybody deep in the pack as they're working their way through, and look at the gap that Dungey's got.
Wow, I told you, man.
Chad Reed, of all the title contenders, was the one buried back in the pack.
Banging with Hansen.
They were caught.
Deep in the field.
Yeah, Josh Hansen.
Way back. Here he is. He is buried deep in the field. He's got to be about 17th.
18th. Only 2 bikes behind Stewart.
And down
right
goes
now.
Millsaps. And who's that? Is that Villopoto?
Yes.
Villopoto.
It is. Villopoto's down with Tedesco. And that's going to turn that championship right upside down.
There you go. We talked about it earlier. You got your worst finish can be a second place. You at least got to be on the box. He's got his work cut out for him tonight here.
He is in last place as they cross over the finish line jump to complete lap number 1. And Dungey, the 2010 champ. Could this be the night KTM gets their first win in AMA Supercross competition here in the United States? How huge would that be?
Oh, that would be massive, and I'm telling you, he is in the position. He's nailed both keys to the race that Ricky and I had, and he has the fitness, the composure, everything to go out and execute this main event. You know, and the other title contenders, man, they're back in the pack, and they're going to have to work hard, but 2 riders that are having pretty good nights, Weimer and Kevin Windham here, 14.
Well, Kevin's having a good night. He had a lousy afternoon. Oh, Mike Alessi having problems. Alessi is out. Villopoto has moved up to 18th. Stewart has jumped all the way to 10th. Dungey. Things looking good on that Red Bull KTM.
He's making it happen. I talked earlier about, this track could come into play for this bike. I think it's a perfect condition.
Okay, watch this. Focus on Millsaps here, 18 on the blue bike. Watch what he does. He's ahead of Villopoto. Look at the top left of your screen. Millsaps goes down. Villopoto is in the main line, hits him. He goes down. So that started that chain reaction where Villopoto got the short end of the stick, and you see, of course, Ivan Tedesco at the top of that single. He got caught up too.
But Jeff, that's what a bad start will do. It puts you deep in the field, and you have to then deal with that stuff, right?
It just feels like tonight's one of those nights where that start is going to be so critical. Stewart, he had a pretty decent start, but of course he got caught up, so he's trying to make his way back up to the front now, as Stewart now is up to 9th.
6th a week ago in Angel Stadium was James Stewart. He needs better. He needs a very solid top 5, really a top 3 tonight, to get himself comfortably back in the mix here. Battling with Blos. Blos is on that 47 from Phoenix. Blos has a lot of friends and family in the crowd tonight. Stewart takes him high and gets around.
Stewart has really caught Chad Reed, too, who is just in front of this pack. Notice him in the white-black gear. Just went out of screen, so it's going to get interesting. These guys are going to be battling all the way through as we're only 5 laps into a 20-lap main event.
4th of the way through.
Look at this. Stu's riding really, really hard right now. He's thinking points, points. I gotta get it. While the man is down, he's got Reed right in front of him. That's gonna help. Don't think he's gonna catch this guy. He's on a mission. He's in his own league right now. He got the track position early. I mean, pulling away.
Looking to make history here tonight. KTM, the Austrian company, has had such great success in racing, especially in Europe. But when it comes to Supercross here in the U.S., they have never stood on the top step of the podium. Maybe tonight.
Kevin Windham just goes by in third. As I took the lap times from last lap around, it was Dungey with the fastest, Weimer the second fastest, and Kennard with the third fastest lap, as he is now pressuring Metcalf.
Watching Kennard running in fifth, chasing the Yoshimura Suzuki of Brett Metcalf.
How about a top 5 finish if Kennard can hold this position? We have to see where his fitness is at, but whoa.
And Jeff, if
what
he
a
does that,
would be.
if he does that, then you got to say, if Kennard can keep doing that as he gets healthy, he's going to have a shot at this thing.
I tell you, it would be, man, if he even worked anywhere
there
close.
There it is. Look at that move. Now, can he hang in there? Like Jeff pointed out, where's the fitness going to come? Here comes Reed. Reed battling with Stewart over 7th place. Oh, boy. Those two draw together every night, don't they?
Yeah, no love lost between these two guys. Always fun to watch them battle, because you don't know who's going to do what.
Well, and they're catching this group ahead of them right here. And Stewart actually had made the pass on Reed, and he had passed him back. So these guys are battling as they're coming through the pack. A track like tonight, you know, Stewart has got the advantage because you got to leave those insides open to execute the turns properly.
Villopoto is up to 10th. Stewart inside. Reed trying to counter. Can the Australian get back alongside?
Let's see if he squares him up tight right here. You know, holds around it to triple out.
A couple of former champions battling bar to bar. Metcalf is next. Metcalf is in 5th position.
Watch Stewart here, get the drive.
Here. Watching these guys go at it here at Chase Field.
Chad Reed back in the mix here.
He's got to get past it. Stewart's gonna go past Metcalf, and let's see if Reed can make the same move, because if not, Metcalf going backward, Reed and Stewart trying to go forward.
That's Short just in front of them. Short running on that number 29, and down Stewart. Stewart's having a problem again, and he gets up slowly in the sand section.
Same thing that happened to Ryan Villopoto, and look, and you can see, man, he just not really getting on the bike that fast, just all the wind out of his sails. He was making so much progress, and boom, like that. What he did was he hit the guy in front of him, and it took him out.
And it dropped him all the way down to 14th, and that's where it's going to level off. Millsap's just in front of him.
So both of the Toyota Yamaha riders down. Remember that chain reaction with Villopoto? That was all started by Millsaps in the sand.
How about Reed? A week ago, he was second. Now he's battling with Metcalf. They're fighting over 6th place right now.
Reed's starting to get aggressive here. He's been following Millsaps for a couple laps, and that's allowed Villopoto now to close back up on the back.
That's
right.
He's in 8th right now.
Villopoto is coming through. I mean, what a comeback for him, man. Falling on the first lap, and all those guys passing you. He's like in 3rd place.
Ricky,
went all the way back.
You have always said, minimize the damage. You win your championships on your bad days. That's what Villopoto's doing today.
You gotta do.
Dungey, meanwhile, 6.1 seconds up on Weimer in the lead.
He's in another zip code.
He makes a mistake.
Here comes Reed. Can he get it done?
That's going to allow Villopoto right there.
Yeah, check this out in the screen.
Villopoto inside.
Nice.
He's right alongside of that Monster Energy Kawasaki.
Oh, Villopoto's so quick through that section. That's the pass.
He's going to get it done for sure. Through the whoops. Look how he pulls away from Reed. Reed with good corner speed, however, tries to close the gap back up. Metcalf, meanwhile, I'll tell you what, on that Yoshimura Suzuki, Metcalf's doing a pretty darn good job.
Man, what a race. Not a race for the lead, but man, these guys are battling it out.
Nick Way's had his problems tonight, Aaron.
He has indeed. Nick, what a night it's been for you out there. You look less than impressed right now. Can you tell us about the track conditions and what these guys are going through out there?
Yeah, I mean, just like what happened to me, there's such close racing here. And you got to cover the inside or you get messed up on rhythm, and I got landed on. But, you know, with with Dungey out front and able to ride his own line, it's huge because it seems like you're always protected here, and it's so slippery when you come back. It's easy to make a mistake, and you know, thankfully I'm okay, and I'll be back next weekend.
A tough break for Nick Wey. Just goes to show you anything can happen here in Supercross.
An LCQ win earlier tonight for Nick Wey, and look at this. We saw Villopoto get around Metcalf for 6th.
Oh,
Here's Stewart.
oh.
Oh, man, that could have been disastrous there.
Yes, it could
He
have.
is up with Chisholm. That means he's fighting over 10th now.
Now this is kind of the time of the race here where frustration is really going to set in for Stewart, because now he's not running for the lead. He worked his way up, and he knows that Villopoto has now gone by, that Reed had gone by. He knows that Dungey is out front, so this is when he needs to be mentally tough and minimize the mistakes, not get himself in a situation like last week where he fell in the remaining laps.
You can see him right now. You can see that being sick is definitely bothering him. Sitting down a lot, really laboring out of the corners, you know, just not being explosive like he was earlier. But this man right here, Villopoto, I know what he's thinking. He's thinking points, points, points.
Yep.
Stewart fell down. I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm just going to set my sights and pick one of these guys off one at a time. He's got 2 guys right here in front of him he's probably going to get.
Yeah, and Villopoto, last lap around, just set the fastest lap, and I got a feeling this lap's going to be pretty quick, too, because he had a bit of a clear track all the way to Kennard, as he definitely has reeled him in.
How about Kennard, though, running in 4th, Jeff? An impressive run as we're past the halfway point.
Look at this. He's going to get him on the inside right here. You got to be careful because Andrew Short close the door on him. But look, let's see what's going to happen here. And Shorty's probably going to try to block past him right here, but I think Villopoto's too savvy for this kind of stuff. Look at that.
There you go. There you go.
See ya.
Yeah, so, and this is Kennard, excuse me, the other Honda rider, just in front here, who's just got a fantastic race going.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just past the halfway point, and Kennard is running 4th here, and looking strong all the way through.
I spent some time talking with Ryan Villopoto's grandfather earlier today as you watch Ryan Dungey, our race leader, on the left, 7.2 seconds now out in front of Weimer. And he said, you know, this year, for the first time in a long time, I'm really seeing the full hunger out of Ryan Villopoto. He said, it's come back. I love it. It's been missing for a while. This is really good when Ryan gets this hungry.
Nice pass.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Villopoto, he was 18th on the first lap, has had that crash, and now has worked himself up into 4th place already, just past the halfway point.
Yeah, he's got a great line after that finish line. He's taken an outside line that no one else has taken, and it sets him up good for the next corner, that right-hander, to make a pass. You see on our split screen here, Ryan Dungey, he just, like I said earlier, he's another zip code compared to everybody else, but that's good. He's learning about his bike and putting in some solid laps.
Aaron, what can you tell us about Ryan Dungey?
When I spoke to team manager Roger DeCosta this afternoon for the Red Bull KTM, he said Ryan Dungey's biggest weakness is he's trying to be too perfect. He's always thinking that he needs to just do a little bit more, and he said that he's worried about might be a little bit something to do with his confidence. He thinks the other riders are always trying to take up one more notch, hitting the gym a little bit more, riding a little bit more, but I guarantee you right now, Roger DeCosta is extremely impressed with all that hard work paying off.
Well, I mean, Ricky, you called it what sort of success they could have here on this KTM with this chromoly chassis and how it flexes differently. It's certainly working here.
Yeah, anytime the track's going to be really hard, I think this is going to play right into his favor.
Tommy Hahn has had a big moment out on the racetrack by one of the big triples going down the 3rd baseline here at Chase Field. Let's go back and take a look at this. Hahn on the 32. As we continue to watch Dungey, here it is.
Yeah, watch Hahn makes a mistake and then tries to get out of the way here, but that looks like the left forearm is sore, and he might have cased that rhythm section before that. And you know, we got to note that his little brother Will Hahn got hurt this week also, so all kinds of troubles for the Hahn brothers.
And how about a great run tonight for the man in 2nd place, Jake Weimer. And don't forget, Jake was 5th a week ago in Anaheim, and here he is on his way to a 2nd place finish.
Villopoto needs 3rd. That would put him and Dungey in a points tie, and Weimer's going to be right in there. Windham, of course, was off the pace a little bit last week, but still, if Windham can hold the 3rd here and get another podium, man, that's a bunch.
Guys, let's put this historically in perspective tonight for the folks at KTM, the Austrian brand. Ricky, they've had so much success racing in Europe and the World Championships and so forth.
Yep.
And here they are. This is what they really wanted, and they have invested so much into what they're about to get here tonight. Bringing in Roger DeCoster and some of the other great names on the management side and going after getting Ryan Dungey.
Yeah, you got Roger DeCoster, a guy that we all know Ryan loves so much. Ian Harrison, a fellow that worked at Suzuki as well, one of the engineers there, is really, really smart and fun to work with. Ryan trusts those guys, and that makes it, and that's half the battle right there, is, you know, believing in people, you know, and that's what he does. And they obviously got the bike working really, really good for him tonight. And, you know, Ryan is expected to win. That's what they pay him to do, and he's out there doing that, and he's doing it with ease tonight. He looks really, really good.
What a shakeup this is.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, one of the things that Roger told me about this KTM program as we take this flashback here.
this is Nathan Ramsey on a KTM. Now this is in the lights division.
Yep.
Okay, so the first win there.
But it's the Supercross win that they want, and they're on their way to it tonight. And one of the things that Roger DeCoster has said to me that's making the difference for him this year with KTM is that it's all racers in an upper management there. And if he says to them, guys, we need to do this, we need to change this, we need money for this, they get it, they go after it, they get it done right away.
That's right. At this level, it takes 100% commitment, and especially if you're willing to win. You got to make it happen. Look at Chad Reed.
Yeah, Chad Reed, he just got the 2-for-1 deal over that second triple also by getting on the tabletop and scooting off as he made it past Kennard and Short, which he had a little bit of trouble getting past those guys, but you can see he got aggressive. Now that's going to put him up to 5th.
With 3 laps remaining here tonight in Chase Field, let's show you how it happened.
Watch this. These guys don't get the right rhythm through. He gets on that tabletop, really accelerates into the face of the triple, scrubs it, and you notice how he's got the position. He wasn't quite ahead of Short, but he had that inside line as you make that right-hand turn. Short knew that was coming, and you even see Trey Kennard trying to work his way past Short also, but couldn't make it stick.
Good run through the whoops there for Reed. You know, Chad closing in on 30 years old now, and talking to him about that earlier today, he said, you know, I know in the terms of Supercross racing, that's getting to be up there. And he said, I would really have a hard time walking away from this sport right now. He said, I love it too much, and I feel like I'm riding too well.
Yeah, I mean, when you're getting results like he is, how could you not? You know, why would you walk away?
No, but one thing he really wants to do is add to this 2-2 Motorsports team and bring in another big-name rider to join him on that as he works towards setting that team up. Villopoto now running in 4th, chasing after Windham.
Yeah, well, I mean, look what Kevin Windham has done in his long career. Still a competitive. Last lap around, he and Villopoto were almost the same lap time. You can see this lap, Villopoto's really closed it up. This is for the podium, so for Kevin Windham, this is a huge ride. Just over 1 lap to go.
And we mentioned it earlier today, Kevin had a lousy afternoon because he's a massive New Orleans Saints fan and has been giving me grief all day today. And of course, they did not advance.
Yeah,
and so he's really bummed just before the night got underway.
Yeah, and that was just at the end here. Let's look at
Villopoto making the run. Oh, they almost come together. Now, how can Kevin bounce back? Oh, he's making a run at him, too.
See if Kevin can double up. No, he goes in.
It's over.
Yeah,
right
that was
there.
it.
That was a move of a guy that wants to win this championship.
Yes.
Really, really bad. He knew that he messed up earlier. It wasn't his fault, but he's got to maximize the points.
Final lap. Yes, Ryan Dungey about to make history. Final corner. KTM has waited for this very moment. History is being made here at Chase Field. Ryan Dungey and KTM have won a Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship event.
And the 2 Kawasaki teammates, 2nd and 3rd.
Congratulations to the entire KTM organization for all the efforts. They have put so much into getting to this moment. They've done it. Now they're going after the title. Feel your passion for racing with Speed Mobile. Get the latest Supercross news and results as soon as they become available. Send right to your phone. Text Moto to Speed 3 for Speed Motorcycle Racing Text Alerts. Presented by FMF. Championship exhaust made in America since 1973. Ryan Dungey got his first Supercross win here back in 2010 on a Suzuki. Last week he got KTM their first podium in Monster Energy AMA Supercross competition, and tonight he gets them their first win. Here's our progressive pass of the race.
Well, I'm taking a look at it here. This is this aggressive pass by Villopoto. This is on the last lap to take third, final spot on the podium over Windham.
Last lap, and now it's disappointment. But Kevin, you put in such a hard charge today. You were on your A game. You were in your groove. Take us through how tough that was to hold him off all the way down to that final lap.
Well, I hate it for the Geico Honda team, man. Planet Fitness, all the guys doing such a good job of getting this bike out there. I felt wonderful. Unfortunately, with the champ behind me, I started riding behind me in the race and still looking forward with about four or five laps to go. He got me on the last lap, but you know, such a rebound for me. I went into the first race kind of counting myself out. You know, it's like every time I do anything, I hear about the old man thing. It's hard to try to break that mold, but I feel like I'm doing it now. Even though it wasn't a podium finish, Villopoto got me on the last lap. It's at least a respectable ride, one that I'm built on from Anaheim. Long season left to go. Hopefully I can get this Geico Honda up on the podium.
Great job tonight. Respectable ride indeed. Definitely boosting your confidence. And Trey Kennard finishing 6th place tonight. Your first race back. Take us through how it was today.
Yeah, it was great. You know, it's just a blessing to be here. You know, I wasn't really sure that I was going to be here, so, you know, just thankful to be here. And gotta give it up to Lord Jesus Christ. You know, he's the reason that I do live, and just want to give hats off to him, the whole Honda Muscle Milk team, Dunlop and Fly, DC, Liat, Brace, Alpine Stars, everyone. It's just great to be here.
Pardon me, that was a 7th place finish for you tonight. Very commendable. Guys, back to you.
You know, Kennard had nothing a week ago. He's now 14th in the points, 31 behind if he can heal up. Who knows? Wyndham's 5th, only 14th back. History made here tonight in Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship. And Aaron has the guy that did it.
What a night it was. A huge feat for Ryan Dungey. It's like a sea of orange having a celebration out there right now, your whole team. But Ryan, Phoenix is just ever so special. You got your very first Supercross class win here, and now the very first Supercross class win for KTM USA. Where does this moment rank?
Definitely on one of the top. You know, I got to give it up for the whole team Red Bull KTM guys, because, you know, it was a long off season, and to bring this, you know, just to bring this manufacturer over to USA and trying to be dominant, and it's a hard process, you know, but got a great group of people behind me, Roger, Carlos, you name it, and so really got to give all the credit to them, and but it made it nice tonight. Got off to a good start, and was just able to put nice clean laps in, which is key to leading a race. So I'm really glad to get this win. We got a long ways to go in this series, but this is a big step for myself and the team, and definitely got to really thank the man upstairs, Lord Jesus Christ, for this, and just got to keep plugging away.
A huge step. New bike, new team. Congratulations on coming out on top.
There he is, the one they call the man, Roger DeCoster. And think about this, guys, as we take a look at the results. It was just back in October, Ryan had only spent 1 week riding that Red Bull KTM, and he showed up the Monster Energy Cup, chased Villopoto all around, and everybody was like, man, I don't know, it doesn't look like he's there, he's way off the pace, yada, yada, yada. And here they are 2 races into the season, just a couple months later, and he's a winner.
Yeah, and you look at the lap times, Dungey was a 52.05, Villopoto was the fastest with a 52.03, so he was as fast
right there.
as Yep.
He put himself in the perfect position tonight, and he didn't have to deal with all the mess that was going on from behind.
All right, let's take a look through the back half of the top 20. Justin Brayton, a 14th tonight, not what he was hoping for. And let's go back to Aaron.
What a step for Jake Weimer, his career best last weekend, 5th. Well, now you just up the ante. You're smiling ear to ear. Jake, you had said that you were struggling with your confidence after coming back from injury, and you wanted to be competitive with these guys. Is it safe to say that you pulled this one off tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy. It's with the injuries and everything, and when I came back, I struggled, and I didn't know if I'd ever be able to stand up here again. So, you know, thanks to Alden Baker for, you know, I trained really hard, and I tried hard to get back up here. So I'm really happy. I just got to thank my team that stuck behind me, Monster Energy, Kawasaki, Pro Circuit, Alpine Star, Parts Limited, Thor, Von Zipper, Atlas Neck Braces, Specialized. Everybody that's been behind me, man. My dad, my trainer Eldon, you know, my practice bike guy Rao, my mechanic Dana, everybody that's been behind me. It's been a long road, so this is where I want to be, so I'm happy.
It's been a long road, but Jake Weimer is one happy man leaving Phoenix.
All right, so now we're 2 races in. Obviously, the points are an issue now, and here's how they start to shake out. Look at this. We've got a tie between Villopoto and Dungey, and then a tie between Reed and Weimer. They're just 7 back.
I want to say, look at Jake Weimer, 7 points back, and the guy got hurt last year, missed half the series. I mean, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, and then look at this here. Stewart already 17 back.
Aaron.
What a night it was for Ryan Villopoto. Ryan, it was everything from a tough heat race to a tough main event, but you managed to make your way up to the podium. Take us through how difficult this was to pull this off tonight.
Man, you know, the track Phoenix was always tough, I should say. You know, it's really slippery. But, man, I got off to a decent start and felt really good. And David went down on the wall, the sand wall over there. So, you know, that was the first lap, and it's a lot of work to come back from that. I knew I had my work cut out for me, but everybody at Monster Energy, Kawasaki, Jeff Fox and Parts Unlimited, Thor, Falcon Tires, the Dunlop guys, everything was hooking up there. Oakley, Alpenstars, Specialized, you know, everybody, thank you.
Congratulations on such a commendable comeback.